Okay, so this time let's start modeling the hand. Okay, so I will go to my Photoshop, and in my Photoshop I already have a reference of the hand in different views. I have the back view, I have all the side views I needed also. Okay, so now I have saved this as separate JPEGs. So now I can start modeling my character's hand. And close this. But I will model the character's hand on a separate file. So I'll just run a new Maya file, not saving that. And then I'll do a space bar here in the image plane. New image plane, import image. And then I will just go copy my reference and paste the reference location, and then I'll just start with the front thumb there, so that's where that goes. So let's see, that's the front aligning with view cube. So if I go and turn it to the right side, so what should be is the knuckles. So I'll go here and go to view, image plane, import image, and then I'll paste this again, and then I'll just choose the knuckles. So there. So now I'll just position them accordingly. So again, front goes back, and then right side goes left. And then here, panels, orthographic, I'll create a new back view there. So I'll just go for another image plane, import image, paste the location, and then I have here the back pinky there, and then I'll type in 0 on the z-axis there. So there it is. It goes that forward. And then one last, I'll go here. So since this is the right side view, I'll create a new panels, orthographic, new left side view there. And then I'll just choose view, image plane, import image, paste once more the location, and this time I will be using the palm. Open that, and there it is. I'll type in 0 on the x-axis here and drag it towards the right. So that's going to be our references. Let's just type in here front, and this is going to be the knuckles, and this is going to be the back pinky, and this is going to be the palm. Okay, so now I can just select these new cameras, Control H to hide them, and then I'll select these new image planes. Let me raise them up there, saving the work. I'll save this, and then I'll save the reference hand underscore setup. Okay, and then I'll just file, save it once more, save scene as, this time I'll save it as my hand base, save. So now I'm starting to model the hand base, so I'll start hiding them in the perspective. I'll just select this. This is the front view. I'll go to my image attributes, look through selected, it should be the front camera, and then this one should be the back camera, this should be the right side camera, and this is going to be the left camera. Saving the work. So now I can see them in their respective camera views, and nothing is in the perspective viewport. Okay, so with that done, let us start modeling the base of the hand. So let me just set this first to panels layouts. I'll use uh, two panes side by side, and then I will set this to panels orthographic. Let's say front, and I will hide the grid there. Next thing, I will now start with the base of the hand, which is supposed to be the palm. So I'll just create first a box and make it see-through there, positioning the box here. Let's say that's going to be the palm position of the box. So the next thing is I will just use first the scale tool. So pressing R, I would like to stretch it along the reference length or height of the palm. Space bar, and then I'll go to my panels orthographic here at the right side view, the knuckles there. I'll also go for outline mode here, and then I will just press R and rescale this. W for move, carefully stretching it out. R. Let's just focus on the two fingers there. W for move here, the two fingers. Okay, the middle and the ring finger. Let's say we will divide it to them, for them, I mean. So the next thing that I will do now is, after I have this, I have rescaled my object, I'll switch to the multi-cut tool, panels orthographic, perspective, F. So in the multi-cut tool here, let's solid view this. Okay, so in the multi-cut tool, I will divide this into 50%. That's the middle, and then here also another 50% on the height, and another 50% here on the depth there. So that's how I have divided the polygon. I'll press Q to switch from the multi-cut tool. Next is I'll return this panels orthographic side, and then see-through mode once more, wireframe, turning off the grid there. So now I have that divided there. So what I'll do next is I'll bring out the other fingers. So I'll just press Q, and I'll select the polygon selection here. So what I will do next is I will just select all of these polygons. So that's making sure I have selected all of them. I'm in the right side view, and then I will deselect all of these side of the polygons, so I still have that side selected. And then I can press W, and then I can press shift click drag, and I have that. So that's for the index finger. The next thing that I will do is, again, I will once more select all of the polygons or faces, and then I'll deselect on this side. So now I have that back side selected. I'll hold shift and I'll drag it. So this time I have for the pinky. Okay, so now that I have that done, what I'll do next is I'll switch to the vertex selection. Then I'll drag this, or I'll select these, and I'll drag it up a bit here. After I have it dragged a bit, the next thing that I will do is I will now select these corners here, and I will slowly drag them down there. Okay, so I'm just reforming it following the contours or the would-be contours of the palm. And then I will select the polygon selection. This time I will select the top half of the polygons, and then I will deselect this. So I need these two polygons at the top selected. I'll hold shift and I'll drag it going up. So that's going to be for the wrist. Next, I'll switch to the polygon selection, and then I'll start here. sorry, the vertex selection, and I'll start selecting here. I'll press R and widen that wrist a little bit in accordance to the reference using the move tool a little bit. Oops, sorry, widening it, R, there, W for move, and then switching to the polygon selection once more, or face selection. I'll just select all of these once more, control, deselect these, and then I'll hold shift and I'll drag it down here. So now I will have polygons ready for the knuckles. Okay, so far that's the base division of this. I'll just go back to the vertex selection, and then I will just start to align the vertices in accordance to the reference that I have, just making sure that I have my vertices following the reference outline here. And then I'll just drag this a bit and have this widen a little bit there. W for move. Now I will select these, careful. I'll just widening it up a little bit, and here, there. So next is down here, there. Now I'll just select these carefully, raising them up, raising them up, raising them up, and this, and this. So I'm carefully just rearranging it so I can have those knuckles lined there. Okay, so there it is, dragging this up and a bit. So that's how I have made, sorry, let me push this there. So that's the palm at this side. Okay, at the knuckles reference side, I have traced it. Now it's time to do that on the front side view. So what I'll do first is I will select the wrist there, and then I'll just drag it following. So don't let these parts confuse you, it's alright. Just select them and drag and follow your reference at the front view. Okay, careful. Next, so this level of the palm, I will carefully have it followed as per the reference here, lining up the vertices carefully, and then selecting these. So here I can press R or scale, and I can widen this up. I can select these also to follow the widening for now, and then I can select these, W for move, careful, there. Now here it's a bit confusing, right? But what I can do is I can select these via lasso selection, so I can select this portion here, there. Safely select them, W for move, and carefully angle them, carefully angling them, and then I'll just scale tool to keep the alignment. Here also I can select accordingly there. So far that's how I have been able to create the palm base of the hand. So this, I will name this hand underscore base. After I have named that underscore hand underscore base, that object, I'll go to my perspective. So there it is. solid view. So what I will do is now create an in file or a scene file backup for this. I'll hold shift, or sorry, I'll just put this there, and then I'll hold shift, and then here I can type in once more 0 on the x-axis. Oops, sorry. I can type in here 0 on the y-axis. Is that correct? Wait, I think it's 0 here. Oh, sorry, my num lock is off. So 0 on the x-axis there. But I need to move it now here as per my reference. Saving work. So now I have this model or my working object, and this is my backup, scene backup object, hiding that. So the next thing here that I will be doing is, after I have the palm started, I will start adding now the fingers. So in adding the fingers, I will start here, let's say at the panel's orthographic side. Okay, so I'll start here at the side. So all I need to do now is just select this. Here I can just simply press shift, click, and drag down, and then I can press R, and I can scale it to even out the alignment. Oops, sorry. I'll just select, and there. Okay, so since that is done, I can press W. Remember that I have 3 finger joints so that they will bend. So I will do this 3 times. Hold shift. So that's 1 and 2, 3. So let's say the 4th time that I will do this is going to be for the fingernails. I'll hold shift and drag it. So let's say that. And then what I will do is now I will refer to my panel's orthographic side view so that it will follow, oops, sorry, panel's orthographic and front view so that it will follow accordingly the reference that I have. So now the polygons that I have created, I can select here at this side, and then I can press R, scale, so that I can follow the side view reference, or sorry, the front view reference further. There. And then I'll select this. Oops, sorry, there it is. That is where that articulation goes. W for move. Now I'll select this, W, and then select this, and then E, W for move, and carefully select, then the position, then I can press E, I can rotate these, W for move, there. So there it is. I'll just move it a little bit, adjust, and then now for this part I can select, carefully drag, or carefully scaling it in this way. W for move, saving my work. So the next thing here is this, in my perspective, panels orthographic, panels perspective, there. So in the perspective view, turning it to solid mode, all I need to do here is press this, R, select, and then this, carefully, and then this, and then I'll just deselect this part and this part, and then there. Okay, now saving my work, I can now do the following. I'll select this, double click, and then I can just shift and right click, circularize to round up the fingers. I can select that, E, and I can rearrange the rotation properly. So let's still have a better alignment of the topology. Double click the next, shift right click, circularize, E, realign. Oops, yeah. W, drag carefully. There, and then this one also, shift right click, circularize, E, rotate. And saving the work, and then polygon selection, Q, want this, then shift right click, circularize that also. E, start rotating to realign, W. So now I'll just drag this along here, there. Right, pressing R, scale. So now I have created the index finger, so to speak, for my character. So now that I have that, all I need to do now is start creating the other fingers, and I'll show you that on the next video.